Hello everyone, magandang umaga. I am Teacher Joshua and welcome to our math class. In this video, we will be discussing the 6th activity sheet of our quarter 2 week 7 topic, comparing integers with other numbers. In the previous videos, we have learned the definition of integers. And before we proceed to our topic, let's have a review on what is the definition of integers. Remember, if you want to watch the previous videos, it's available in our SDO YouTube channel. In this review, let us define what is integers. Integers are like whole numbers, or numbers start with 0, but they also include negative numbers. So integers can be negative numbers, positive numbers, and 0. Remember, fractions and decimal numbers are not integers. Integers lies in our number line. At the center of our number line, there is 0. 0 is a special number. It's either a positive or a negative. It separates negative numbers to positive numbers. At the left of 0 are the negative numbers. Negative numbers are numbers that has negative sign, and they are less than 0. Examples are negative 9, negative 4, negative 2, and negative 1. At the right of 0 are the positive numbers. Positive numbers are greater than 0. They have positive sign, but do not be confused. If the counting numbers do not have a sign, it means it is automatically a positive numbers. Examples are positive 9, positive 4, positive 2, and positive 1. In comparing integers, we make use of these three symbols. The greater than, which signifies that the first number is greater than the second number. The less than symbol, it signifies that the first number is less than the second number. And the equal sign, which means that the numbers are equal in value. In comparing integers, 0 is greater than negative numbers but less than a positive number. Example, if we compare negative 9 and 0, since negative 9 is a negative number, which means negative 9 is less than 0. Now let's compare 0 and negative 5. Since 0 is larger than in negative numbers, then 0 is greater than negative 5. For 0 and 8, 0 is lesser than a positive number, so 0 is less than negative 8. And lastly, 9 and 0. Since positive numbers are greater than 0, then 9 is greater than 0. Another rule in comparing integers. Positive integers are greater than negative integers. Example, if we compare negative 9 and positive 8, since negative numbers are less than positive numbers, then negative 9 is lesser than positive 8. And now let's compare positive 9 and negative 4. Since positive is larger than negative, then 9 is greater than negative 4. For negative 4 and positive 7, negative is lesser than a positive number, so negative 4 is less than positive 7. And positive 2 and negative 7, since positive numbers are greater than negative numbers, then 2 is greater than negative 7. The next rule in comparing integers are all integers at the right side on the number line are greater than the integers at the left side. Example, if we compare negative 9 and negative 8, since negative 9 is at the left side of negative 8, then negative 9 is lesser than negative 8. Let's compare positive 9 and positive 8. Since positive 9 is at the right side of positive 8, then positive 9 is greater than positive 8. For negative 4 and negative 2, negative 4 is at the left side of negative 2. Then negative 4 is lesser than negative 2. And negative 5 and negative 7. Since negative 5 is at the right side of negative 7, then negative 5 is greater than negative 7. The last rule in comparing integers, negative integers nearest to 0 are greater than the negative integers farthest to 0. Example, negative 9 and negative 7. Since negative 9 is farther to 0 than negative 7, then negative 9 is lesser than negative 7. Let's compare negative 4 and negative 6. Since negative 4 is nearer to 0 than negative 6, then negative 4 is greater than negative 6. For negative 3 and negative 1, since negative 3 is farther to 0 than negative 1, then negative 3 is lesser than negative 1. And lastly, negative 5 and negative 5. Since they are both negative 5, then we will use the equal sign. In activity 1 on page 69, we will compare the two integers by using greater than, less than, and equal to. Let's have an example. For number 1, we will compare negative 24 and negative 11. Based on the number line, negative 24 is at the left side of negative 11, and negative 11 is nearer to 0. So negative 24 is less than negative 11. In number 2, negative 2 and negative 4. Since negative 2 is nearer to 0 than negative 4, then negative 2 is greater than negative 4. For number 3, positive 10 and positive 13. Since they are both counting numbers, then 10 is lesser than 13. For activity number 2 on page 70, we will compare the two fractions by using greater than, less than, and equal to. Remember, fractions are not integers. But with this activity, let's recall on how to compare fractions. We have here an example. Third or one-third and half or one-half. To compare these fractions, let's do cross multiplication. 2 times 1 is equal to 2. 3 times 1 is equal to 3. And now, let's compare their products. Since 3 is greater than 2, then one-third is lesser than one-half. So if we compare two fractions, we will use cross multiplication process. And for activity 3 on page 70, we will compare decimal numbers by using greater than, less than, and equal to. Remember, decimal numbers are not integers. But with this activity, let's recall on how to compare decimal numbers. For example, number 1, We are comparing 7 and 1/10 and 71 hundredths. First, let's compare the whole numbers 7 and 0. Since 7 is greater than 0, then 7 and 1/10 is greater than 71 hundredths. Number 2, we will compare 6 and 7/10 and 67 hundredths. Let's compare first the whole numbers 6 and 0. Since 6 is greater than 0, then 6 and 7/10 is greater than 67 hundredths. And lastly, 5 and 92 hundredths and 5 and 94 hundredths. Let's compare the whole numbers 5 and 5. Since they are the same, let's proceed to the tens place 9 and 9. They are again the same. Then let's move to the hundreds place 2 and 4. Since 2 is lesser than 4, then 5 and 92 hundredths is less than 5 and 94 hundredths. This ends your learning session for Quarter 2, Week 7, Activity Sheet number 6. I hope you enjoy learning the lesson with me. Until next time, goodbye.